And welcome back to Top Decks, where we carve into the heart of what makes this season truly special. From the perfect roast turkey to the quirks and quibbles of family gatherings. My name is FictionBoi.
I'm ArcaDad.
And I'm Whiplash Wolf.
I know this is going to be a episode about Thanksgiving, which Thanksgiving for us is coming up in a couple of days. Now, I'm well aware that we had to address something first, that it is Stream ArcaDad's birthday, so happy birthday, Stream. Yay!
Thank you. Yay. Just level up. Level 32, boys. Level 32.
Yeah, level 32 indeed.
The more years of experience, the better. I like it. I'm not scared of getting older. I'm actually very appreciative of it. Getting more knowledge every year. It's great.
It's always a learning experience. But we are going to be learning something today, which we all know that Canadians don't really celebrate Thanksgiving, but we're going to try to give it our best shot to make sure that he's included in this conversation. Would you agree, Whiplash?
Absolutely. So, anything we can think of. Welcome to
Okay. So I would say we'll start off a little bit easier, so we'll make this easier for Stream. So let's discuss about like our favorite foods during Thanksgiving. Now there's a variety of many different foods during Thanksgiving, right? From, basic meats, your vegetables, your fruits, desserts, all those kinds of things. So I guess we can start off with the meat. Like, what's your favorite type of meat during Thanksgiving?
white, succulent turkey.
So pretty basic, right?
Basic white bitch mode, but goddamn's it good.
I was gonna say that.
Well, now this might be frowned upon, but I prefer chicken over turkey.
I mean, it's white meat. Whatever, the white meat is always delicious, as long as it's succulent.
I like dark meat.
I like the dark meat as well. I think it's juicier, it's less dry, you don't need as much gravy on it. Generally speaking, I'm like you. I prefer chicken than turkey. I've never been a really big fan of turkey, but I really love meat pies. That's the thing I'm really digging during the holidays. Because how you guys celebrate Thanksgiving is a bit how we celebrate Christmas. In Canada, Thanksgiving is in October. And we don't really celebrate it, at least in the province of Quebec where I'm living. We don't really celebrate Thanksgiving. It is a holiday for us, yes. We don't work, but we don't really celebrate. Maybe other provinces in Canada do, but at least for my side, we don't really do that. It's just a holiday for us.
I would say maybe Toronto does, because they're close to America.
Probably.
But you know what? Whiplash, meat pies. I don't even think we ever had meat pies on Thanksgiving. Not in our tradition, at least.
I mean, personally, I've never had meat pie, but I mean, we do make meat pies in the South. I mean, you go to different places, you can get them, regardless. It's just,
I think we call them shepherd's pie.
Oh yeah, true.
Shepherd's pie is not the mashed potatoes with the corn and then the beef at the bottom. Isn't that shepherd's pie?
To be fair, the only pie I eat are dessert, so I don't really eat a full course entree that is a pie. All of mine usually give you diabetes.
The American diet will give you diabetes because there's always some type of chemicals mixed into it. But anyways, now that you mentioned the meat pies, that's kind of very medieval. Like, meat pies was like very popular during that time. I know I'm getting off track, but I never heard about it. Anybody eating meat pies during that kind of thing.
Well, the actual original name. So this is part of Quebec culture, and all the dishes and meals I'm going to talk about, they're all French. I don't know what's their English name for. Like poutine is a good example. But what we have is tourtière normally, which looks like a meat pie. And it was made with the meat from a small bird called a tourte. But sadly, like, these birds used to be like a very invasive species. And people find out how delicious they are, and they literally started hunting them to make those tourtières, those meat pies, and they actually went extinct. So we have been replacing it with pork or beef to make the same dish, and it honestly tastes really good to me. I never had tourtière before because it's extinct, sadly. Yeah, it's a very old dish, and if you go up north, in close to Saguenay or Lac Saint Jean, they actually have their own meat pie where it incorporates 3 different meats and potato cubes in it. Tourtière Lac Saint Jean, which is a specifically made meat pie from that region, which is absolutely delicious. If you guys come over, I'll try to find one and give you guys a little taste for sure.
Okay. That sounds delicious. But on the subject of pies, I would say we are more on the dessert side now, which I prefer pecan pie.
I mean, the tradition's like pumpkin pie and pecan pie, but to be honest, I'm not one of those people. I'm not like, eh. See, I kind of like Hershey pies.
What are those?
Like
Chocolate
the
pies.
chocolate Hershey?
Yeah, I know the brand, yes.
Yeah, so it's like pretty much has Hershey mixed into it, but it's delicious. It is immensely delicious. You get that and put some whipped cream just around the edges, take it off. You got a nice crispy chocolate crust bottom.
Chocolate crusty
I'm gonna
bottom.
Die. I'm gonna die Thursday. I can already tell it.
Dude, I'm already going through a food coma right now.
I mean, that is true. You are.
I just
you're-
had cake.
But you are saying screw your diet because you're just pigging out that entire day.
Oh, Thursday and Christmas are the 2 days of the year where my diet can just go out the window. It is a free for all.
That is very true. Now, what is your least favorite? Are you okay?
Sorry, my dog bit me. Yeah, Judd is playing with me right now. He's seeking attention. Go ahead, sorry, ignore me.
What is your least favorite Thanksgiving dish? Now, it can be multiple. It doesn't have to be just one.
See, that's something I had to actually think about, though. Like, I'm not saying I enjoy all the dishes. It's just like I don't really have like one I don't hate. It's just some of them I don't eat. Like, I mean, like you said, pumpkin pie and pecan pie, I don't eat those.
Mhm.
But so something my mom makes. This is I should have been put on the last question. But my mom makes this dish as a dessert. It's called a cornbread cake.
That actually sounds good.
It is extremely good. Just think of like cornbread but in cake form. It's so good. Oh my god, I might just go to her house Thursday morning and just help her make some.
I'm already getting hungry with this
Okay.
conversation.
Okay, but the pies, yeah, I don't like the pies. The pies are like the one thing I don't eat ever at Thanksgiving dinners. Like it's the texture. Honestly, to me, pecan and apple pie, it's the texturing of the like that little God, what kind of? It's like gelatin, like the gelatin thing below the pecans and the above on the pumpkin pies. It just feels and tastes.
I actually love that. That's my favorite part. But I know my least favorite. What was that? What was that? Cranberry stuff that you get in a can. I hate that stuff,
Yes.
and I also don't like yams. It's weird to me. It's gelatinous, yes, but it's not the good gelatinous consistency that I like.
I should do like yams. My friend.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hello?
Chat being fun.
go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead with your
Oh, I
thing.
was saying yams. Yams are actually good. I completely forgot about those. I haven't had those in a hot minute. But what about you, stream?
What is yam?
I'll let you take this one, Whiplash. Go ahead.
I haven't had them in like 4 years. It's kind of hard to explain.
Oh, how do I explain what yams are to you? It's definitely like a fruit, kind of, or like a mixture of fruits.
Sakura seems to know.
I'm typing it in.
I know it's on the tip of my tongue. It's like starchy kind of plant. What
Here we go. Yam is a common name for some plant species. Oh my god, just tell me what yams are. Okay, well, yams are so the way I cook yams is with sweet potatoes, or sweet potatoes what it is, brown sugar, some cinnamon, and I can't remember what it is. It's
Is
really
it like
delicious.
a
It's like
pastry? Is it
sweet-
a sauce?
It's something that
it doesn't
would
matter.
It would be a pastry, but you get that
I
point.
don't understand.
It's Sakura. It's fine.
I don't know what she's
delicious
gesturing.
regardless.
But anyways,
Like, I
now
know
we'll-
everything. Go ahead.
So I would say, what would you be most thankful for? Let's start with stream.
I think it's that unique opportunity to be able to gather up with your friends and family. We all have a busy life. Everybody got families and stuff going on, their work. So for us, it's like a guaranteed way for us to be able to see each other. And I'm always super grateful. It's hard to have quality time because in my family, we all have freaking ADHD and everybody's talking over each other. So you walk in the room of 22 people all talking over each other. So it's very chaotic, but it's very fun at the same time. We just let loose and we have a good time. It's hard to have more intimate, conversation, be more in depth. It's more surface level conversations, but it's always great. And I'm always looking forward to it every single year.
What about you, stream? I mean, Whiplash. I did it again.
There you go. First time.
Let's see. To be fair, it's the same way. It's mainly to be able to spend time with friends and loved ones. Being able to see them again every year whenever you do have, a holiday like this. Because that lets you know that, everything has at least gone well enough that you can be able to see someone again. Or if we're friends, you can just, go see them any other day. But it's more about just spending time with people that you really care about. It's not about the food. Like, the food is just a secondary thing, but being with people you love is what's most important.
I mean, the food to me is kind of basic. It's stuff everybody contributes to. People, everybody has their little recipe they do in our family. But I agree with you. I think it's mostly to be able to see each other. We're always like stuff with the dessert and the main dish. Which I haven't answered, by the way. I haven't told what's one of my least favorite thing. Honestly, to me, it's I kind of avoid the turkey if I can. It's the least thing I like. I will still eat turkey and enjoy it, but it's the one thing I avoid. For dessert, I don't really like pecan pies that much, and sugar pies are very popular in Quebec. That's a very Canadian thing. Some of them are actually maple sugar pies. But they're a bit too sweet for my taste. It sinks down in your stomach, and then you get that massive sugar crash on the afternoon, and you're kind of in a vegetable state in their couch, like, oh man, I just want to go back to sleep, and it's only like 7 or 8. So yeah, those are usually the ones I avoid if I can.
Why is everybody hating on the pecan pie?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I like pecans by themselves, not with the pie, so.
True. I agree with you, Whiplash.
I would say, for me at least, what I'm most thankful for is that it's always good to know that every year that this time comes around, is that you're still surrounded by people that do care about you. Not just family, but, your friends. And I consider you guys all my friends and not just colleagues. We've been through ups and downs together. Are you touching my lap?
I'm giving you leg pats. Leg pats.
I was trying to have a moment, and you're like, I'm gonna touch his lap, like.
No, I do this. Look, listen, I do this with my best friend. Like, I'm happy to see you too, man, and I just give like pats on the thighs. I always do that. That's
okay.
Like friendship pats. I'm not being sexual.
Yeah, we call it the bro pat. We call it the bro pat. But as I was saying,
Yes. What?
as I was saying, before I lose track, just gathering around and just being around not only just family but your friends, and working together to get to a goal that where we need to go is always great experience, because without you guys and the guys in the back, the whole team of Top Dogs Podcast, we wouldn't be getting this far as we did. Especially thank you to Sakura for always being there for us, because she busts her ass every single week when she comes on here. So thank you, Sakura. You are we're giving you the controller golf clap, because you are the best. You are the most consistent at us, and you give us the hardest time. So thanks, Mom.
Oh yeah, she's firm with us. She makes sure we do our best.
Otherwise, she'll probably beat us. No, I'm just kidding.
All right.
But anyway, yeah. Wow. Okay, but moving on. Okay. I would say, oh, you know what? Strain, do you guys do Black Friday after Thanksgiving?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so I was going to ask a question, which was, what are your thoughts on Black Friday following Thanksgiving? Do you participate, or do you usually kind of like avoid it?
I hate crowds. I like to hang out with a lot of friends, yes, but public crowds are kind of something I avoid. And I think it's a very consumer type of people that, people that like to consume. Yes, there are good deals, fine. But honestly, most of the time I just avoid crowds, and I end up getting sucked into these, oh, there's massive discounts, therefore you should spend money. I think it's a spending tactic that I try to avoid as much as possible. My husband and I were still recovering from our child project that failed, and we want to restart again. So we try not to get sucked into these delicious deals. And we try to practice a lot of self-control on those impulses, for sure.
It's very tempting because I saw like a 75-inch TV at Walmart. And usually it's like I think it's a Samsung. Well, I just heard a can. But anyways.
Yeah.
So I think it was like one of the 75-inch Samsung TVs, and I think the whole price is like maybe $1,200, but they were selling it for $400.
Oh my god.
I was like, good God. Yeah, I was like, tempting. Very tempting. And go ahead.
The problem is that once you're into the store, you know what? You need HDMI cables. You might need a new, furniture to put it on. You might need a new sound bar. They're going to draw you in onto those other items that might not necessarily have a discount. So you got to watch out for that too. They'll suck you in onto buying the accessories that come with it.
Well, I also have a card that gives me another 10% discount off the item.
Damn.
What about you, Whiplash? Do you participate, or do you avoid Black Friday?
I just avoid Black Friday because I care about my cars. I don't care about going to go shopping to go buy crap. I can just go to Amazon and just buy off them. I mean, you can find. Here's the thing: is the one thing I've learned about Black Friday is Black Friday will drag you in with the deals they have, but if you literally wait until December, it gets closer to Christmas, the deals are better. Like, there's more stuff that you'll find out that's much more cheaper than the products that you were going for. Like, for Black Friday. Black Friday is just more about, everyone is excited for it because that's the big shopping day. And they expect everyone to come because, like, oh, these are one in a lifetime deals you can get. But they'll have them until Christmas.
Another thing I wanted to add on to it, which, this is kind of a little off topic. There's also another thing I wanted to be thankful for, which is definitely Kit for, doing his best for the managing of everything. So we appreciate Kit for doing everything as well. Thankful for you, Kit, because you busted your ass off too.
No, he does amazing work for our community. We gotta thank him for that, taking care of our crowd.
Yes, crowd control is not easy, but you know what? I believe Kit can do the job only because, he manages people all the time. Yeah, so he's got this in the bag. But going forward, I would say Black Friday is like one of them holidays where I feel like it's a trap. Because, the deals are great, but it hurts your wallet, even if it is cheaper than what it used to be. But I feel like with a full price, you can plan things a little better. But with Black Friday, you barely had time to really consider planning your finances around it.
So if you're trying to sell it to me for full price, you picked the wrong girl.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I agree. I think, I think if you plan for it and you need a TV soon, maybe start saving up, even though it's a delicious deal. Still, you're still spending money, which is what they're trying to get you to do. So planning ahead is a good thing. And if you're patient enough, if something breaks and you're patient enough to wait for the holiday deals and you absolutely need it, you don't absolutely need it and you can wait, then it could be very smart. As anything concerning money, you have to be smart about it.
I want to add one more thing to it.
Go for it.
So, it's interesting. So, like, electronics doesn't really get me excited anymore. It's now household items and car parts.
Car parts.
I just look for like Black Friday deals. I've already been looking at some like.
Did they actually do auto part like deals on Black Friday?
Yeah, there's a website I go specifically for my G35 called Z1 Motorsports, and most of the stuff they have right now is like either 30 or 40% off per item.
And it's very tempting for you.
Yes, it is, because I can actually.
That's how they get you. And
Well,
they get you
the thing
there.
is, it is, but to be fair, it is 30-40% off its normal retail price, which they usually sell for the retail price. So I'm fine with doing it.
Because at the same time, if you're working on cars, you will need those parts eventually. So might as well just buy them now. I think that's a specific case where it could be advantageous. Like let's say you were planning for these parts and you knew these parts were going to come at a discount, then you waited for that discount to come before buying them so that you save money. That's smart.
Yeah, exactly. Now, how do you feel about the historical narrative of Thanksgiving? Do you think it should be re-examined?
It should go the South Park way.
The South Park way? I haven't seen that episode. Is there an episode about that?
Oh yeah, Indians and the Pilgrims were actually aliens, and we get our stuffing from their stuffing mines.
What?
Yeah, that's what the episode. That sounds like a South Park episode.
It absolutely is, but I'd rather have that as history than what it really is.
For me, at least, I would say that what was written in the history books and what was taught to us in school, I feel like it was not as, sunshine and rainbows as it is, because I don't like narratives like that, because it's usually never that simple. If you think about it, when the Pilgrims came on the Mayflower, a lot of people died during that trip to America, and it was not easy dealing with that. So that was definitely a hassle for them. In terms of the Native Americans, what really sucked for them was when they were introduced to these pilgrims, was the fact that they were in contact with new diseases that almost could wipe them out. And that was another thing that people need to consider. And then the pilgrims also getting involved with their conflicts with wars with other tribes, and they don't ever talk about that. So yes, I believe it needs to be re-examined and tell the real truth of how it was really like. What about you, Stream?
Yes.
I don't really know much about the Thanksgiving history and why in Canada we celebrate it at a different date than you guys. So I would definitely have to look into that. I should have done a bit of research. Sorry about that.
No, you're fine. You don't need to worry about it. I figured it was going to be one of them days that, you can learn something. That's why I'm saying you are learning something when I said this in the introduction. So,
Yep.
Here we are. Is there any other favorite foods you guys like besides, turkey? A succulent turkey? Unless you are the type of dude that before Thanksgiving dinner starts, you like to stuff your fist into that turkey with stuffing.
Oh my god. Damn it, Fiction.
I mean, I can make this worse. I can make it worse. I actually have a picture of me in fursuit stuffing a turkey barehanded. And I think I can probably have that picture somewhere. That's when I was with my ex at the time. I was like, we're stuffing this turkey tonight, baby.
So gross. Like stuffing the turkey or chicken, it's like, no, I'm sorry, I'm not putting my hand in there. Rib cage, bone, and flesh. No, thank you, I'm done. I'll wait till it's over. But one thing I love doing, and I've been doing it for a while, is I make my own cold smoked salmon on my barbecue, and I'm one of the rare few in my family that leaves the place with an empty food container. A lot of people, they come back with leftovers. I never have anything. I take a full fillet of salmon and just smoke the whole thing, and it's like, oh, it's so delicious. It doesn't compare to store-bought salmon. It's so different, so good. Really proud of that.
I was gonna say two things. So, one thing, I can't really stuff a turkey, especially after watching Scary Movie 2, right? And two, I've stuffed a turkey before, but it wasn't an actual turkey.
What was it?
Think about it, we're furries.
I hope. Yeah, I was gonna say that. I'm like, I hope my mind is not being twisted on a reason. Jesus.
That's what I was hoping for too. Jesus.
Also, I like cornbread. I like dressing. I love dressing. Dressing is so good.
Why don't you stuff a turkey with cornbread and be over with it?
I think that's what stuffing is, technically.
Because here's the thing is, the instant this hand goes inside a turkey, I'm probably going to do the most childish shit possible. Because I can't control myself.
That does not sound good, actually. You made that sound way, way worse than it needed to be.
I'm sure I did, but I can't really think of something. I just can't trust myself with it. I will.
Okay, moving on.
It's just not that.
Yeah, let's move on. My imagination is going off at 1,000 miles an hour right now. I don't like where.
Okay. Then yes, let's go. Let's stop it. Just stop. Both of you, before Sakura kills me. Anyways, I would say another good food that we can definitely try, that would be good, is, I don't think you've ever had it, but it's green bean casserole.
Green bean casserole? No, I don't think so. I don't think I've had that.
Oh, so that is the best side out of all of the Thanksgiving foods. Like, no joke, that is the best.
That's a southern dish for sure.
Yes, that is a comfort food that you can get at Cracker Barrel, or sweet potato with marshmallows. I think that's what it's called. That's also a pretty good one too.
What? What is that?
Yes.
You guys have weird food, man. What the hell?
That is not a weird combination.
So confused.
Sweet potatoes with marshmallows is amazing.
What? Is that a thing?
So, Stream, you have to think about this, right? So, it is amazing. It's delicious. It's completely delicious. But you have to understand, there's a reason why statistics that America is the fattest country in the entire world.
Yeah, I see it now.
We had sugar on sugar.
Mm-hmm.
God, I thought we were intense with our maple syrup. You guys are way worse. Oh my God.
Oh,
I mean, sweet potatoes are good for you, but
yes, they are. They're good.
But then you put marshmallows in them.
Yeah, that's another thing.
Sugar.
But there's also like broccoli casserole. That's not my favorite. I just prefer the green bean.
I love.
Yeah, I figured you would. Oh, and succulent ham. I forgot about ham.
I like honey baked ham. Honey baked ham is the shit.
So you guys have honey baked
Canadian
ham.
bacon.
We have maple syrup baked ham, and that stuff is so goddamn good. I would cut myself I swear to God, like a cube or a slice that was like almost 2 inches thick, and I would just eat that up because it's so goddamn good. So good.
Before we continue on, guys, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that notification bell. When you hit that notification bell, it will alarm you with our latest videos. It will also hit you up with our latest shorts. I said almost a switch. And also follow us on our audio platform and leave us a rating, as this will help us out a lot. Join our Discord and our Telegram chat. Links for all of these are down in the link tree down below the description.
Calling all Top Dogs fans, you want some cool stuff? You can by subscribing to our service subscription on Discord or Patreon. Become a podcast supporter today to get exclusive, raw, and uncut footage of your favorite podcast episodes, join supporter meetups, and talk with the podcast team and other podcast supporters. Plus, get a custom-made paw emoji and other goodies that come with our $2.99 a month subscription. But wait, there's more! Upgrade to the Podcast Supported Plus and get episode voting, supporter feedback, and be part of the live audience for only $5.99 a month. Plus, get sneak peeks of upcoming ideas, merchandising, and more. You don't have to join these subscriptions, but it does help us out a lot. And for everyone that has subscribed, thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts.
Thank you. Otherwise, Whiplash is gonna probably stuff your turkey with his in the most childish way.
Stop. Don't threaten people with a good time. That's a bad idea.
If you don't go subscribe to our YouTube, follow our audio podcasts, your turkey won't be the only thing stuffed this year.
You'll be flying off the shelf.
And bye.
Oh no! Oh god, Jet. No.
Oh god. So much stuffing jokes. I knew this was gonna happen.
Yeah, no shit.
But anyway, it was gonna happen. But anyways. But back on the subject real quick, I wanted to mention we still call it Canadian bacon.
That what you call it. We don't call it that. We call it ham. And we call
It's
it
still
bacon.
Sweet.
Oh, is it sweet? Is Canadian bacon sweet?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, so it must. Okay, so it must be maple ham then.
Oh,
Ham
well,
cooked in maple syrup. Unless it's that, I have no idea. We don't have that here.
I'll get you to try some of our sweet potatoes with marshmallows one of these days. But
I'm
that's
definitely
another
open-minded for it.
But anyways, how does Thanksgiving differ in various parts of the country or even outside of the country? I figured this would be a good question to ask, mostly for a stream. I know you guys have said you don't really celebrate it oftenly, and yet you guys still take the day off during that day. Which is very interesting that for a holiday that's not really a big deal in Canada, you guys still take that day off, which I find bizarre, especially if you're not celebrating it.
Well, to be honest, we have multiple holidays that we don't even celebrate. We just have it as a day off from work. Me being in the construction industry as a specialized electrician, I work in security systems. Almost every month we have a holiday that we have a day off, and we have a bunch of holidays that I don't even know what they mean while they're still there, but hey, I'm getting a paid day off, I'm just gonna go for it. I had one in mind in Quebec, actually. Canada Day, we don't even celebrate Canada Day in Quebec. It's actually where everybody in Quebec move houses and apartment. Everybody on that day books like moving trucks and stuff, and we moved to like a different part of the country. The rest of Canada celebrates it, but us, Quebec, we don't really. We use it as a freebie day to move and change apartments and houses.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Fun fact.
But you guys, I just thought it'd be kind of interesting, and like maybe one day if I have the money to, I can bring like a Thanksgiving to your house and see how people will react to it. You know, it might be a little different, but you will be full. I'll just say that. You'll have a big tummy.
Especially
I mean, I'm sure a lot. Yeah, you guys have a lot of good foods that fill you up real good. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be a bit bloated, which I'm sure people won't complain about.
I was gonna say, Southern Thanksgiving is completely different from the rest of the USA. That's all I can say.
Yeah, it's very different. We eat too much. And that bloated. It's just diabetes everywhere.
So if I didn't have to work Friday, I can guarantee you I'd probably fall asleep on Thanksgiving for like 12, 13 hours straight.
Ooh. Well, as we move on to the next question, I was going to ask you, do you have any like funny or memorable Thanksgiving family stories? I got one, and it's quite a story.
I don't think so, actually. I have not any that I can remember right now, but you go ahead with yours.
Okay, so I'm just going to point out, I burnt down a whole cornfield on Thanksgiving. So yeah.
Okay. I have some explaining to do for sure.
I was a okay, just to point out, I was a crazy child. I was a daredevil. I did a lot of stupid shit. No question about it. I didn't care. I didn't understand the concept of life and death. I just did stupid things because I thought it was funny and I thought it was fun. Just keep that in mind. A 6-year-old little boy thought it would be a great idea to take some gasoline and then dig up a hole in the middle of a cornfield, and then have sticks from the corn and make a fire pit and just have like marshmallows because I wanted to eat s'mores in the middle of a cornfield. I dig up a hole, didn't think about putting rocks around it, and then what my dad called the Cherokee fire, where I just poured gasoline on that bitch and took a match, threw it in there, and it exploded. And it caught fire to the rest of the corn, and I was like, uh-oh. So I ran back home and didn't tell nobody what I did, because that guy who owns that farm was super pissed. I had no idea who did that. So to the farmer that owned that farm in Adams, Tennessee, I'm sorry that I burned over $200,000 worth of products.
Oh my god.
God damn, that's so much money.
And there was cops asking and investigating, and they were wondering what happened, and they have no idea. They were just celebrating Thanksgiving, and they had cameras, so the cameras didn't show this little kid. I took a long route because I like to go this in the woods downhill, or where I used to explore with my dogs. We took the long route to the cornfield, and luckily I didn't kill my dogs. I'm so grateful for that. Otherwise I would have regretted that day, but they knew better. They were already gone by the time I was ready to start that thing, and lo and behold, all you could see is a flat land of like just soot, burnt crops, all black. And that fire lasted forever. So that was my funny moment. Whiplash?
I don't think we can top that one here. I think the only time we ever did something that bad was after Hurricane Sally came. My friend had a hell of a ton of trees, just like, and then branches in his yard, so he put it into one 12 foot tall stack of like just tree, like branches, leaves, and all that stuff, in a giant fire pit. We doused it in gasoline and we lit up on fire, and it went and it was so tall that literally it got to the point it was almost out of control, and like the flames were like actually hitting his house. Thank God his house didn't catch on fire, but the fire department was called because of neighbors.
Wasn't that like you mentioned that on the Jackass episode?
Did I?
I think you did.
You talked about something like that.
Yeah, it was on Thanksgiving too, so.
Relatable then. It's relevant.
I could bring up one more story, but this had nothing to do with me. This actually had to do something with my father. And the reason why I want to bring up my father, because it's actually ironically the same birthday as Streams. So I can tell you what he did on Thanksgiving that he told me. So they didn't have a turkey, and they didn't really have a lot of food, but all of his friends were gathered around, and it was like their senior year. They wanted to do some type of special event on their high school senior year. But they couldn't afford the food, so they decided, and by the way, this was the same place where I burned down the cornfield. It was the same farmer too. They took one of his hogs and they were gonna eat it. I'm not gonna mention what they did to, you get the point. They put it in his truck, and they were gonna, they cleaned it out, did all that thing, all that properization. Yeah, they did that. So they cleaned it out, and they did all that process, and it was fine. Everything was normal. They were cooking it and everything, but there was one problem they forgot. When they went to bite into the meat, they noticed that there was something in there that was not right. It was hairy.
Oh no.
They forgot to remove the hair from the hog before they cooked it.
Oh,
and
spread all around inside.
Yeah, they ate hair. tire of a pig.
Oh, no.
And that was fun. And to top it all off, they stole a pig that wasn't even there. So, from the same farmer, I burned down his cornfield.
This guy must not like you guys very much.
He didn't think it was us. So that was my story. Well, I wasn't born when that happened.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
But he did tell me that story.
I don't really have any funny stories, not that I remember quickly on top of my head, but it's always super chaotic. And my uncles are very goofy. They like to do stupid stuff, and they take a lot of space, but they always give us a good laugh. But when I was younger, actually, I don't have any souvenirs of this, probably because I wasn't born, but my father, he loved being the family clown. Actually, I was probably born, but I was just very old. That's before he passed away. He loved making a show, being the family clown, which I totally relate to. I like being goofy. Oh, I relate to him on that end. But he would dress up as Santa Claus for Christmas, and one year he decided to grab his bike and ride on the bike to the house, and then everybody gathered around like, look kids, Santa Claus is coming. And as he was coming in, he hit a patch of snow and slipped and fell while everybody was watching. So it ended up being quite the show. Santa fell. And then he ended up getting inside. People were laughing, and he gave all the gifts to everybody, and it was a great moment. I don't have that souvenir, but I keep hearing it once in a while. That's great.
That's great. I like that. You don't have anything?
Besides that fire, I mean, not really. That's all I got.
Okay. All right.
I'm trying to think more stuff.
No, it's fine. Don't worry. If possible, would you guys ever consider possibly having a Thanksgiving with a group of furries you trust, and do you think it would make things interesting?
I say, why don't we have one with us, honestly? Because I have Thanksgiving with my friends, which are furries, most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
After family stuff. But I feel like we should do it. You should definitely come see how Southern Thanksgivings are.
I mean,
that would be
definitely would be an interesting experience. I would love that, actually. Sounds kind of fun. Now, I would need to plan ahead because it's quite the road trip, and gotta plan the expenses and stuff that occurs.
Well, at least it's not going to be as expensive as a hotel.
No. Well, if you guys can host me, I would be really grateful.
Yes, that would be. And then we could probably drag Sakura, and we can possibly drag Kid if they want to come along. They're not too far from.
Don't. You said we're. No, you have to.
Another question I wanted to ask Whiplash: what advice would you give to those who might be spending Thanksgiving alone or facing difficulties?
Oh, why you gotta put that on me immediately? I thought it was gonna be a fun question. Go stream.
Wow, I guess stream shines at these questions.
Oh my god.
Stream is like.
You don't even sell. What advice would you give to those who might be spending Thanksgiving alone and facing difficulties? I mean, it's a hard thing to do, but honestly, what I would do is there's always events going on in restaurants and pubs, and it's a great way to maybe make first contact with some people. And if there's a pub or a place you like to go very often, I recommend you go back and see who's there, and that's how you make friends. A lot of people, when they say that once they get an adult, they kind of struggle to make friends. The reason is very simple. When we were at school, we would see everybody all the time, all the same time, constantly. And then when you're an adult, we don't, because we don't go to the same place constantly. So if you have a restaurant you like going to, maybe they're having a Thanksgiving event. You should definitely go for it. Don't make expectations, but you could be surprised.
Okay, so I have another solution that would definitely help. Now, I know a lot of people are probably not into football like I am. So I learned that you can.
That's the reason, no.
I can't see, so I have my screen so I can, do my thing. So what I did when I was like me and my boyfriend were not really going to be able to spend time with one part of his family because one of them got sick, so we couldn't really go in there. And so we decided to go see a friend of his that was hosting a football event, and they had a Thanksgiving there. Like, it wasn't just family, it was friends. And I learned that football, like during football games, is the best time to go, have Thanksgiving if you are alone or having difficulties trying to find a place where you can hang out. So yeah, even though you may not be a big fan of football, you still get free food, you can still socialize with them, make new friends. There's a lot to think about. At least that's worked for us, so I don't see why not that couldn't work.
That's true. Yeah, that's very true. Or to be fair, another thing is too, you don't really, if you don't have anyone in your personal space, around where you live at, and you may have friends online, you could obviously spend time with them too. You have, most people do have at least someone online they can talk with. So if you're spending Thanksgiving alone, then why not just spend some time with your friends online? Because I'm sure there will be some people who you're friends with. Maybe they don't have anyone in their life, or maybe they're not around someone they love, and they don't have anyone to spend time with. You could spend time with them.
I mean, VRChat could be a very good solution as well. I mean,
indeed,
if you guys
it
can afford to have a headset, or you can just play desktop. I mean, you can join us in VRChat if you only have a gaming laptop. You don't need necessarily to have a headset to participate in the action. I think that could be another fun thing to do. Maybe hang out in Discords too. There might be servers where some people are, lonely for Thanksgiving, and gives you a bit of company. Get to find out about somebody new.
You can also
strangers are just friends you don't know.
Sorry.
It's fine. Sorry.
I had a bad latency. But I would say another thing you can do, if it ain't just eating, of course, you can also do. You can definitely drink with your friends. You don't have to do it alone. I mean, you can definitely play some games with your friends and do that stuff. I don't know. Oh yeah, that's a good one too. So, what's another thing? What changes would you like to see in how we celebrate Thanksgiving in the future? Actually, I want to know what Whiplash would say. Lay it on me, Whiplash.
Well, how we change Thanksgiving in the future? I mean, the way I see it, Thanksgiving's always been the same way from the get-go. It's usually with family. The only thing with it now, though, is with how people spend their time with friends and loved ones. Are they continuously going to keep doing that? Or are people who, maybe online a lot, who are, what's it called? Terminally online? Is that what it's word called? What if everything just becomes online? You do everything through online means instead of actually going to people's houses and actually spending time with them. I could see something like that because everything is becoming so advanced so quickly that who knows what may happen. But it'll change, maybe for the good though.
Imagine Thanksgiving through a Zoom meeting with your family. Oh god, that would be terrible.
That would be interesting for sure. I would say, for us at least, I don't like the fact that even though you and I live in America, Stream still gets paid on that day off, and we don't.
I do.
I would like that, honest. No, I don't.
Oh, well, I do.
Depends on the employer, I'm guessing. Yeah.
It's job.
I mean,
it's just depending on your job. I'm sure in Canada, there's at least, a law saying you get paid for every holiday, and all jobs you get paid holiday off. Our down here is half and half.
It varies. It depends on the holidays. Some you're paid for, some you're not. I'm fortunate to work in the construction industry, so I basically get all holidays. And if I work on that holiday, I'm paid double. So I've been working on these holidays because we don't really celebrate, so it's not a big loss for me, and I make an extra cash, so I usually go for it.
You know what? You guys are very lucky. We don't even get that. Like at all.
What I'm really grateful is bag milk. Yes.
Bag milk.
God.
Yeah, so
You had
I
carton
can
milk?
see. No. Hold on, hang on. Let me clarify something. Sakura, there is a thing with bag milk in Canada. That is a thing. So I think it's cheaper than using
It's
carton boxes.
cheaper and it uses less plastic. And it's not it's not difficult to use. You get those milk jugs, you put the bag in it, you take scissors, you cut a corner off, and you're done. You just pour it. And what's fun is that when you're at the bottom of the milk bag, I just take the whole bag and just like just drink it like that.
You know, that could be so wrong in many contexts.
I know I avoided making any sort of comments about it. Thank you, Fiction.
You know what? I have an idea. When we do the Thanksgiving dinner one year of all of us, you bring a bag milk to it.
Yes. Oh,
I just hope it doesn't go bad.
I'll bring a ton of maple syrup, and I'll bring that maple whiskey I made you guys try at FWA.
Oh,
that
yes.
TolfZilla was absolutely delicious.
Yes.
I'll bring more
Just
this year
please.
at FWA 2020.
Just please put the milk in the cooler. Put the milk in the cooler so it doesn't go bad. Because if it ain't cold,
I mean, it's gonna be
stink.
cold outside. I'm just gonna put it on the hood of my car. It'll stay cold.
Yeah, it'll be really cold.
Yeah, that works.
Frozen.
But if you go to Florida, that's different.
Oh yeah, okay,
mean-
never mind that. I forgot about that. Forte.
I mean, during December it's like 30s, 20s Fahrenheit.
You guys have anything else to say?
I'm good.
All right. Well, I would say that concludes today's episode. Yes, this is a little bit shorter, but you know, hey, if we had Stream talking more, it would definitely be a different story. But he did awesome. And then again, focusing on Stream again, it's his birthday. Thank you for coming on your birthday, even though you didn't have to. I told you didn't have to, so thanks for coming.
I'm dedicated for this, so yeah, it's perfectly fine. Yay.
Okay. Yay. So guys, before we end this episode, I gotta point out, next week is gonna be our last episode. We're gonna do a recap of season 2, and then we are going to be having a December break, except for one Monday, which is going to be close to Christmas. We're doing a Christmas special, and that's it until after the January 1st week. So keep that in mind, and we'll see you guys next week as we recap. Join us for season 3.
Yay.
Goodbye.
Another one. And another one. Another
Good
one.
night.
And another one. Another one. That recap
I had
is
this-
gonna be good. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot to talk about. All right, stand up.
I apologize for the noises. I've never seen Jet being such a brat and like wrangling
also-
noises, ripping on my carpet, digging out USB drives, and like my